Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body. Seneca. Have you ever felt the weight of hope rise and then fall again and again? Maybe you've tried and failed at something you care about, an exam, a relationship, changing an old habit, only to be met with disappointment once more. It's hard to explain, but sometimes, after enough setbacks, the world feels a little colder, as though it's quietly closing a door you wanted so much to open. You begin to wonder if resilience is just an empty word, or if overcoming is something meant for someone else. There are hours when the pain of trying and failing erodes your belief in new beginnings, leaving a kind of quiet exhaustion where dreams once sat brightly. If this feels familiar, know that you're not alone and your feelings are not strange. But Seneca saw these moments another way. Living through exile, illness, and loss, he believed that adversity was not an enemy, but a kind of trainer, a personal guide that roughens us, not to weaken, but to temper. For Seneca, setbacks were invitations to develop inner strength, much like muscles grow stronger under strain. He wrote that difficulties are not obstacles, but opportunities for transformation, spaces where we learn patience, humility, and courage. We tend to see repeated failure as evidence of inadequacy, but Seneca would suggest it is proof we are fighting for something meaningful, and that the stronger self we imagine can only be sculpted in the face of real difficulty. When we begin to see setbacks as a natural and necessary part of growth, something gentle shifts inside. Instead of measuring our worth by outcomes, we can notice a quiet pride in simply showing up despite the hardships. We become more patient with ourselves, forgiving missteps and willing to adapt. Over time, the sting of defeat is softened by a quiet confidence. If I can walk through this and learn, then perhaps I am growing, even if I do not yet see it. This way of seeing builds habits too, like keeping a small journal of lessons learned, not just wounds received. Or allowing ourselves to rest and not punish ourselves for being tired. Choosing to speak kindly to ourselves after a setback, even if only in a whisper. And sometimes asking for help, not as a sign of surrender, but as an act of honest strength. If this speaks to something in you, consider subscribing. I'm building a quiet corner of the internet for people like us, people asking harder questions, healing deeper wounds, and finding their way forward. Drop a comment if you want me to explore